Hey y'all, welcome back to Dad Simply Cooking, where we keep it simple, a little messy, and always delicious. And today we're driving fork first into a dessert so rich it might try to file taxes. That's right, Mississippi mud cake, aka dirt cake. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so we're gonna need some Oreos. This is gonna make your dirt crumbs. You're gonna need 2 packs of pudding mix, whatever kind of flavor you want. I did Milky Way, no judgment. Some whipping cream, Cool Whip, optional 1 ounce of cream cheese to mix in with your pudding, and then sour cream for your cake mix, optional as well. And then some gummy worms, another optional step, but it gives it that flair. You're just going to throw your Oreos right onto a blender and get them all crumbled up, mashed up. You don't have to use a blender. You can use a food processor. You can also use a bag, like a freezer bag, and just take out some microaggressions. Up to you. Next, we have our Duncan Hines chocolate moist cake. You can use whatever kind of cake you want. No judgment on that. Whatever's on sale, whatever you got, just dump it into a bowl. I dropped mine, but dump yours into a bowl and get ready to mix in your eggs. I'm following the back of the box. So eggs, oil, water. I'm going to use milk instead of water. And I'm going to add in a dollop of daisy of some sour cream. Now once I have that all together, I'm just going to go start the mix. Get it all nice and smooth and beautiful looking. And then I got my glass dish. Went ahead and sprayed it with some cooking spray. And we're just going to pour that bad boy right on in there into an oven at 350, which the back of the box states. So I'm just literally following the back of the box for the cake, because I figured I don't want to mess anything up, and we'll just roll with that. So get it all nice and even. I'm not going to pat it down because we don't want it to be flat. We want it to look good, just like that. Now your cake's out the oven, stab it 1,000 times. That's right, stab it with a straw over and over and over. You can get your kids to help you stab your cake 100 times. What that's going to do is, once you get your pudding stuff in, you can pour it over and it's going to seep into your cake. 10 out of 10, definitely recommend. So here, my little girl wanted to help me with the pudding, and I said 100%, let's roll. So she's dumping the pudding mix into our large mixing bowl. That's fine. I didn't want that much pudding in there anyways, and the counter looked a little bit better with it up there. And she always helps clean the counter anyways, because she's just a little precious baby. This is my favorite part of my video here, and I was rather upset that my sound's not working, but she wants to pour in the milk, and you know Daddy's going to let you 100%. I'm showing here how deep we're going to fill this milk up, because with 2 packs of pudding, we need 3 cups of milk. Now, I wasn't thinking my process here that, oh, she's going to ease it in. Nope, full speed ahead. She sent it all over the counter, all over the floor. A little bit more pudding we lost, but you know what? I didn't even care. We were laughing. We were having a great time. The pudding came out great. I did add 1 ounce of cream cheese in this section of the pudding, and we're just going to scrape it out. And then it's going to seep into those holes and just give that cake a warm, loving hug that only a grandparent can give. And that's what this cake's going to taste like. A grandparent hugging you. 10 out of 10 would recommend. So now that we have that layer of pudding on, I'm going to take out my whipped cream and add it into the remainder of the pudding mixture, which is going to give it a little bit of different texture and a little bit of different coloring, and kind of thicken that pudding up for our next layer before we get to where we add on our delicious Oreos for our dirt cake. So you just want to make sure you whisk it in and get it all nice and combined, because that's just going to add a complete different flavor to it. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of my dirt in with this pudding mix, because I'm looking at, like, underneath dirt is like that hard clay mud. And so I was building my layers here. So don't judge me. I was thinking outside the box. And just going to scoop that on and then get it nice and spread out. And honestly, this cake was extremely sweet. And I gave my neighbors half this cake, and they absolutely loved it. They texted me after they ate it. They said, "We finished everything you brought us, and a half a jug of milk." So once you get that top layer added on, you're just going to go take the rest of your dirt and spread it all out, getting your dirt on top of that mud, because it's that Mississippi mud cake. I've always known it as Mississippi mud cake. You might know it as dirt cake. I'm not quite sure. I just grew up known as Mississippi mud cake. And as you can tell, my little fingers are popping up and down. So we're just going to make it look nice and packed. And of course, you gotta add the gummy worms to make it look like they be crawling through the dirt. And once the kids see those gummy bears or gummy worms come out, they're just like, "Yo, you see that little hand working? Yo, give me that worm." And so I'd give them one, they'd run away, and then they'd come back and try to grab another. So I had a few Oreos left, so I'm just going to break it up and add it to the top. Why not? A little dab for that taste test. What are we reaching for? We're getting the color spoons out. Once those spoons and forks and bowls came out, the kids lost their mind. They were so excited. "I want to try it. I want dirt." And you got to be careful, because if you send your kids in the yard with spoons after making this, they might think that they can eat dirt. And you have to tell them, "Listen, nope, can't eat dirt." But that's it, y'all. I'm going to take a good old bite of this. And honestly, wish I had some right now. It is delicious. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. Your kids will be bouncing off the wall. So FYI, make this before you drop them off at Grandma and Grandpa's house. Just saying. So, y'all, I appreciate y'all so much watching my videos. Sorry for the voiceover today. It do be what it do be. But just know, I love you. Thank you guys so much for all the likes, the comments, and subscribing. We hit over 300 subscribers. I'm so grateful for every single one of y'all. Thank y'all so much. Make sure you hit the bell notification and comment below. Peace out. I love you.